it's really selling on Amazon is your own personal journey. So please feel free to ask me all the questions you have. And we talked on What's Up last year. Awesome. Well, welcome. Cool. Glad you made it back.
Yeah, let's go ahead and officially begin, Joey. Get all of our stuff out of the way, and the people are locked and loaded and ready.
Wonderful. Well, welcome. I'm Joie Roberts. I am talking to you today about how I built my Amazon business from $0 to $1 million in sales in 12 months. And yes, it is something you can completely do, but I'm going to tell you my secrets of how I did it. And just like many of you, most of us, I would say, we've all worked for a corporation, right? I worked 16 years in the corporate world. And just let me know in the chat if you've worked for a corporation, like a big company, or if you're working for one now. And when I was working at all these wonderful places, I have to tell you, in the chat, you can do like 1 if you've worked in the corporate world, 2 if you've like really never worked in the corporate world, but I'm definitely a 1, and I loved working in the corporate world. Yes, Parisa. So you see these names, you see NBC, Callaway. I was a great employee and I was working so hard, and I was also stressed. Like my jobs were stressful. I was running teams, sometimes of 10, 20. By the time I left, I think I was running a team of like 30 people. And I loved working, but it dawned on me that I am making money for somebody else. And I wanted to work just as hard or maybe harder. And I wanted to make that money for myself and build a team and work on my own time. And that was really when a turning point for me was when I was trying to have a family, right? When there's more priorities coming in. So here is me in 2017. I became a new mom. I was running around with my stroller. And if you look in these photos, you can see there's a strap on my wrist. And this is actually the very first product that I ever sold on Amazon. And I'm telling you this story because we all make mistakes. Like my selling journey is full of bumps in the road. And this was my very first product. I didn't do any research. It was really a passion to want to keep the stroller attached to my wrist. And you know what? I keep this strap right here sitting on my desk to remind me of the first product, and not the biggest mistake, but a mistake I made on my selling journey. Now, this stroller and keeping it to my wrist came from just talking with moms and hearing stories about the stroller rolling away. So I immediately went to solve the problem. I did what most people do. You go to Alibaba, you find the product. I did what you're supposed to do. If you see there, boop, boop, boop. Fear-free mama. I put my label on it and I sent it into Amazon. I listed it for about $7. And remember, it's 2017. Now it's probably selling for like, I don't know, anywhere from $10 to $12. And I made a couple sales. And then I quickly realized that it was a terrible product to sell. And it was fine. I learned very quickly. And what Jamie, who's still on here with me, my business partner, what Jamie has always taught me is it's good to fail fast. And once I realized that this product did not have potential because I was only making about $4 or $5 per unit, but I had to put that money back into marketing, and there was other competition for the keywords because this is in a competitive category. And also it's kind of hard to tell what this is, right? Like if you saw this, somebody can bash it in the chat. My feelings won't get hurt. Like, would you know what this is? Right? Like it would take a lot to make. Yeah. See, you'd think it was a dog leash. Actually, that's a good idea because you could put it on your wrist and connect it to the dog like that. You know how sometimes that gets away. So actually that's a good way to market it. See, you're already ahead knowing how to alter a product. So long story short, I shut this down and I forgot about it. But that's okay because I was selling wallpaper at the time. I had gone out on my own and I started a wallpaper company and I was doing commercial wallpaper. And here's me, I did Under Armour. I got a write-up for women in business. And that was fine. And I was doing the walls. I forgot about Amazon until 2020 came along. And we all don't need to revisit 2020, but there were no walls to put wallpaper on. And I was sitting at home, and my kid at that point was about 2.5. I remember sitting at home, I believe I was potty training him. And I started to think, I need to sell on Amazon. Just because my first product didn't go well, the opportunity, I knew it was still there. So I thought, well, my first product didn't go how I wanted it to. How am I going to succeed? What am I going to do? So I started to just jot things down, and I decided that the product, I didn't know what product yet, but the product that I was going to sell, I wanted to make at least $100 per each unit sold. Now, this is the complete opposite of what I had done before, where I was only making $5. You see, when I was in the corporate world, you saw those big American companies I put up there. Those are luxury products. It was Callaway Golf and Getty Images. I liked to market and I liked to sell higher cost products. And that's where I was building my corporate life. So I was trying to figure out my skills from my corporate job, how I could apply it to my Amazon business. And that's really where I decided, okay, I'm going to go big a little bit, more capital for the startup, and I want to make $100 per unit. That means I'm going to sell it on Amazon for at least $200, if not more. So then from sourcing, yes, Chelsea, exactly. So I wanted the $100 to be going into my pocket after I sold it. So meaning after any Amazon fees, any shipping fees, I wanted it after all expenses. And I would buy it from the supplier anywhere from $50 to $70. And so this is really where I started my Amazon journey. I thought, okay, I wrote this down. I have the time to do it. It's online, so you work from home. So what did I do? I looked for existing products that were already selling on Amazon in the range of $200 and above, because that was my sweet spot. So there's tools you can do to do research. You can also just shop on Amazon like you just shop. And the big thing that I was looking for was reading competitor reviews. And there is a whole bunch of clues of how to modify an existing product in the reviews. I also, for the products that I decided to go with, I changed the color and I made it more of a modern design. And I got a mentor. I did not want to spend years trying to figure this out. I wanted to know how to build my business without a lot of mistakes. Also, I mentioned my wallpaper business. The first 3 years that I was selling wallpaper to commercial projects, I was making a lot of mistakes. And it took me about 3 years before I even could pay myself and make any profit, because there was reprints or the sizing was off. I didn't have a mentor. I just went out and built the wallpaper business on my own. So that was another reason I thought, hey, with Amazon, I really need to know what I'm doing so that I don't make a product that is this. Or if I do make this product, I know how to sell it better. It's not that terrible. Okay, it is bad. All right. And then here's a quote from my dad. And he actually said this to me when I was like 10 years old. And he said it to me my whole life. But when I opened my first dog walking business and I wanted to charge like $1 to walk a dog, he said, you keep them delighted with everything but the price, which means you really need to create an awesome product. You need a product that everybody is going to want and you're proud of. No more of the Me Too products, right? When you open Amazon and you're shopping, you see a lot of products that are selling and they're flying off the shelves, and these poppets, right? These make me laugh because they're all over my house. I have a 5-year-old and we get these at every birthday party, and they're wonderful, but they're only good to sell on Amazon if you're the very first to the party, and also if you know how to make them better. But this is what I would really call a Me Too product. Parisa, you're so funny. Yes, they're in my house too. They're in your house. Anybody with kids, they're everywhere. And why not a Me Too product? Well, the number one reason that I tell people not to sell Me Too products is it's very, very expensive, and you are already set up to fail, right? I mean, you can read all of these and you guys could probably come up with more and more reasons of why you don't want to do a Me Too product. This is also why Amazon gets the bad rap of, hey, it's too saturated to sell, because people are trying to do the Me Too products. And this is what Jamie and I are on a mission, is to tell people that your products matter. You have to be innovative and you have to stand out. So what I did and what we teach and want you to do is modify an existing product. What does that mean? So let me give you an example. Let's go back to my wallpaper company. See this picture. These are tiles, and they're actually called bagasse. They are a fiber of, bagasse is actually the material. And when I first got these, they're actually an off-white and they almost feel like cardboard. So if you dig into the reviews, there's one of the reviews, the second one here, said it's more of an off-white because it's made of recycled material. And I thought about that. It's like, well, it's very easy to paint these and make them white. And when you make them white, it flattens them a little bit more. So that was a very simple change I could do. And look, here it is. This is actually a unique application. I put this on a ceiling instead of a wall. So I also found out a way to market it to go on a ceiling and not just on the walls. And we're going to do, when I did this, there was not AI to help me. I was actually going through each review, and you just click 1-star, 2-star, or 3-star reviews, and you read the negative reviews to find these hidden gems. You can now use AI, and we'll have a demo on the AI coming up in just a little bit. But yeah, ways to modify an existing product are, like I did, you do the color, maybe the shape, a little different, the size. And I believe there was a question about if you just get it from the manufacturer. Yes, exactly. You can ask the manufacturer, hey, can you paint this to be white? And that's exactly what I did with several of my products, is I just asked my supplier to make the changes I wanted. So if something was curved, I was like, can we make that more of a modern design with a little bit of a sharper edge? And you can kind of talk through it with them. It's ideal if you can make a picture. And with AI, actually, you can come up with really cool pictures for them too. And create it. Oh, yes. So one of my favorite things is to create an app. So if you create an app, you have a customer for life. So that's a really cool thing to do, is if a product already exists, you can create an app, or you can make it light up, glow, rechargeable. Does it have batteries? People don't always like to change out batteries. I'm constantly buying batteries. So now I prefer everything to be rechargeable because I have a little charging station set up. So anything with batteries, look to see, can you make it rechargeable? Yes, that is something your supplier can probably do. And we have contacts and we help with that too. Or adding a remote, right? We just got, yeah, Carol, exactly, in an iPhone app. Yesterday, my 5-year-old ordered this like foot massage thing, and it comes with a remote, and it's like, life-changing for him because it has a remote. But it was really, the purchasing decision was because it had the remote. And so it made it a little different, which isn't a huge change, but you're making a modification to an existing product. And innovation wins on Amazon. That is where you don't have to worry about anything being oversaturated. Look, are stores oversaturated? Maybe, but there's always new and innovative products coming out. So we're always challenging you, and I'm challenging myself and Jamie and his design team, challenge to be innovative. And that is where you win, because you can stand out. It's not overcrowded because your product's good. You've made a change and it's completely your product, right? So you can get patents, you can get trademarks, you can copyright it. I had 2 patents on one of my products for the business I grew from 0 to $1 million. And when you go to sell your business, they love when you have the trademark secured and any type of patent. And well, we get into patents a lot with our program, but when you show that you have a patent and a trademark, you're really showing that you're building a brand and you care about brand loyalty from your customers. And from there is where you can grow brand enthusiasts, because it's your unique product. Like, how cool is that to think like the products that, like, not this, right? Because not a lot of people bought this, but the products that I have modified and branded and worked hard are in people's houses and people use them every single day. And so back to my story, and this is kind of really timely for right now, but once you have your product and you're ready to basically launch, what I do at my launch is think about, where is my Super Bowl? What is the big, big day for me? And it can be multiple days. Christmas is big for everybody. And I put Prime Day in here because Prime Day starts tomorrow. So it's also good to just see tomorrow when you're shopping on Amazon, look at what they're offering and maybe even go to Google and type in stuff that you're shopping for and see what ads pop up. Those are Amazon, well, pop up for Amazon. Those are Amazon brands that are putting thought into their Prime Day marketing. For me, with one of my products, Father's Day was my Super Bowl. It's like every single dad has to have my product in their house on Father's Day. This is like the absolute greatest product. So I'm telling you right here, this from 0 to $1 million on the screen was the marketing I did to get to $200,000, almost $300,000 per month in sales by making sure my Amazon PPC, those are ads that you run on Amazon, are dialed in. My Google ads, when people Googled the keywords for my product showed up and took them to Amazon. I had a Facebook group, I had an Instagram page, and I used just a handful of influencers. Look, I didn't have a big budget for influencers. So I just picked 4 or 5 and I made a partnership with them. And I just want to say 0 to $1 million in sales on Amazon there's trial and error, but you also need to keep it very simple. You need to be dialed in on your keywords for PPC and learning what is working for you. Keep doing that and adjusting. I watched every single penny that went in and out of my business during this time. And I'll answer questions at the end, by the way, but Jamie will work in the chat. And here, along with that marketing plan, this is really my recipe for how I hit $1 million in 12 months for sales. It was knowing my goal. When I told you in the beginning, it was like, I think it was April of 2020. No, sorry. It was, yes, I'm right. Okay. So April of 2020, when I made my list of, I'm going to make $100 per unit. Well, once I knew what I was going to sell, I went back to that and I said, okay, if my goal is $100 has to be in my pocket and I want to sell my goal was $900,000 in 12 months was my actual goal. How do I do it? I had to know every single unit I was selling per month. What was my monthly goal? Then what does that look like per week? And what was that every single day? And for Monday, I had to sell, let's say 20 units. And if on Wednesday, I didn't hit my sales goal for Monday and Tuesday, well, I would have to adjust and figure out what I was going to do for the second half of the week and through the weekend to make up for the previous days. So it wasn't an accident, like, oops, I had a great product. No, I worked very hard and I knew where I was. And it, I don't want to say it consumed me, but I was so into hitting my goals and figuring out to hit my goals that it really took up a lot of my headspace. I was like, how am I going to do this? What is working? I cared so much and I put so much love into my brand. And also, I was selling in 2021. And if any of you have been selling or even remember 2021, you all know that the supply chain was rough. You couldn't get containers in and out. So it challenged me as a new seller to figure out that, hey, I needed multiple suppliers. I couldn't just rely on one supplier. And I figured out how to source in the US. Yes, I was buying stuff from China. And then I was having trouble with inventory. So I was able to figure it out in the US. And that seemed impossible to me, but I was able to do it. I also increased my margin. This is important to hitting your sales goals. The price you launch your product at is not always the price you're going to stay at. You can play with your margins and you increase the price, but you do it with a pricing plan so that you don't upset the Amazon algorithm, because we always have to please the Amazon algorithm. And then number 4 is exactly what I showed you on the slide before. It's traffic, making sure that you have a lot of outside traffic, not only on Amazon, but off of Amazon, coming into your Amazon product store and your listing. And we kept it as simple as possible so we can make adjustments. And I did not outsource a lot my first year of selling. Some points I got to a point where I needed to outsource a couple of things, but I tried to learn it all myself so that I could keep it as simple as possible. And then from there, I hired somebody or found an agency to help me handle stuff. And the reason that 2023 is a lot more fun and exciting to sell in is there's a lot of tools, right? We know AI can help you with a lot of shortcuts, but also there are proven admittance, no, but it's like proven that Amazon has said driving outside traffic to your listing helps you rank higher. And when I say rank higher, we're talking about page 1. When you're shopping on Amazon, you want to show up on page 1 and in positions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And really 0 to a million, the way you do it is what's on here: social media and Google Ads, some influencers. And all right, I'm going to answer Alyssa's question because I like that you asked, how did I go about getting suppliers in the US? It was hard. It was very hard. I recommend everybody start with who you know and your own connections. And you can also Google stuff. But remember, I worked in wallpaper and design. So I started figuring out, can anybody help me from there? And I also I looked around on Google to see who had this and what could I put together to make it. And I did have to rent a small space to have some products built until I could really find a full US supplier. So I guess what I'm saying, Alyssa, is I had to hustle until I really got it dialed in. And that's part of running your business. And I didn't only buy from the US. I wanted to buy from China because my product was a lot less expensive buying from China. And it hurt my margin when I was buying in the US. But now I know I can buy in the US and China, and also Mexico. I was trying very hard to find a supplier in Mexico because they're so close to us. So I was able to do that as well. So yeah, we can answer any questions. Jamie, is there any questions to answer before we jump into kind of some cool AI stuff?
Yeah, some of them you guys messaged us privately. We kind of responded back. So some questions. Some people are already asking how to get consults with us and take next steps. We're going to give you guys some more info as well too. But but yeah, I think you've gotten a bunch of them. But yeah, you can keep putting the questions in there, and then I think Joey will keep an eye on it. A couple of thoughts. I saw a couple of questions weren't public, but someone asked, $50,000, what can you do with that? Obviously, Joey, that's a nice amount of capital for someone to get into the business. You typically don't need that much, but that's certainly a great benefit if you do, right?
Yeah, I did not start with $50,000. When I, was home with my 2-year-old and I wanted to start the business, I thought $25,000 would be amazing. But remember, I was going for a really high-end product, wanting to make $100 and sell it for over $200. And I did not take out a loan. I put stuff on credit cards and just had a little bit in savings. And I recommend a budget to start with. On the very low end, you can do 5,000, but anywhere from like 10 to 15,000 is pretty comfortable. And how much is a good percentage to spend in PPC for launch? In a competitive category. Yeah, when it's competitive, I like to bundle it all. It's like your PPC actually comes out of your sales, but I think of it as Google Ads, influencers, and Facebook. And I like to set that aside as just like a full marketing budget. But if we're going to say a percent that I did, I would say, I think at the beginning, I was about 20% for launch, and I only kept it that way for like 6 weeks. And I had so much outside traffic coming in that I was able to turn my PPC off for a little bit. And then I would turn it down and turn it back up. So yeah, we definitely teach kind of how to maximize it. It's not a set it and forget it. It's actually, yeah.
But yeah, this is awesome. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. Again, continue the comments in the chat there. This is great. And we also, Joe, we'll commit to answering every question you guys want to ask. We'll continue that because we are dedicating this time to you all. Again, Joey and I, we stay busy in all these events and everything else we got going on with running these businesses, but we want to make sure we give as much value as we could. So hopefully you guys are taking notes and paying attention. We've got a great group here and the questions are really great. So Joe, if you're good with it, we'll pivot for about like 10 minutes or so. I think, Joey, I'm gonna tee up for to add in some AI little bonuses and fire to what you've been sharing. Does that work?
Yeah, can't wait to see it.
Awesome. Cool. So, again, Joey's story is like really, really inspirational. And so we're just going to take a couple of minutes, want to build onto it. Because one of the things that's been a key to our success, we went from 0 to 100 million, broke the 100 million mark in 2018. Joey's success last year's is that the key in entrepreneurship and Amazon in particular is you're always moving forward. You're always adapting. And I always like to say there's a set of fundamentals that really don't change in terms of business, that once you kind of learn kind of core principles that you can stay throughout your career. And then there's like different tactics that change every year too. And again, feel free to ask any questions and hit up Joey about in the chat here with the stuff she shared here. And we want to build, because even since Joey's there and we're selling now, is that 2023, of course, there's some really awesome, amazing things happening, particularly around the AI world. And so we don't get caught up in the bells and whistles. That's why the crypto world and NFTs and all these other shiny objects, we like to focus on things that you can actually apply and really move the needle with your business. And so these are things that we are using ourselves. And I want to just give you a little bit today because just because we want to give you guys as much value as on. Again, if you guys stay on here at the end, I don't know if Joey mentioned this at the beginning. Again, we're going to give you guys all of this content. We'll give you a PDF of everything we share here today as a bonus for sharing on. We're going to give you a link to access that. And that's going to be in about 15 minutes. So we're going to be, we've got some really cool things along with some other bonuses for you all as well too. And again, feel free to keep ask questions in the chat. So just pretty quickly on the side. So, in terms of AI, there's ChatGPT. A lot of people know ChatGPT. If you use ChatGPT, feel free, let me know and put a 1 in the chat box if you've used ChatGPT for anything, not just for Amazon, but for anything in your life. Yeah, Layden 1, Peter 1, Rufino 1, Janet 1. Yes, lots of 1. You can put a 2 if you haven't used it yet, if you're cool with sharing that too. Alyssa, that, yeah, yep. Andre, so there's no right answer, of course. Just Heather 2, Balaz 1. So yeah, a mix of people. And so more and more people have used it. I encourage you guys to try it out for anything in your life. ChatGPT is free. Version 3.5 is free. And then the newest version, which is 4.0, it's $20 a month. If you're using this, pay attention. It is really, really powerful. So it is really good. So it is mind-blowingly powerful. Again, a lot of you guys heard it. It's the fastest growing tool in the history of the planet and how fast it grew. Elon Musk was part of the original group when they created a nonprofit. It's called OpenAI. And it's just incredible what you can do with it. So I want to just give you guys a couple specific things here real quick. So yeah, ladies, I use it for writing an explanation of my product. Yep. And so there's a couple fundamentals when you use this. And that I'm going to give you right now. And I'm also going to tell you, I want to tell you things beyond ChatGPT because these things are evolving like every week. All right. And so I want to give you a taste as it relates to Amazon. So we'll do both of those 2 things. That's it. I'm not going to do a full deep dive in AI. Sometimes we do that. We may do one again for this year. I'm not sure, but I want to help you guys right here. And Blas says use ChatGPT 4. Definitely, it's a lot better than 3.5. But if you're not using anything, 3.5 is way better than nothing, right? I mean, that's like the understatement of the world, how crazy good 3.5 is. But yes, 4 is absolutely amazing. So I recommend that as well too. It's worth the $20 in my opinion, but at least get on there and start learning. The key with ChatGPT though is all about the prompting. I always view it as your own genie in a bottle next to you that you can ask it to do whatever it wants to do. Your wish, its command. And, within reason, as long as it's not something illegal, then it will do it. But it's all about the prompting because everyone has access to the tool. Not everyone knows what to ask it. All right. And so my fundamental tips for you guys there is always tell ChatGPT. So tell your genie in the bottle, put it in the mindset that it's an expert at whatever you're going to ask it to do. So I always say you are, and this is the prompt up top here, this create a title. Well, this was back in the day. Now I would always make sure the first thing I would say, if I was going to create a presentation, I would say you are a copywriting expert, or I might say you're one of the world's greatest copywriters for creating presentations, right? And then I'm going to go through it. So then you describe what you want it to do. Within a given thread, it will remember. So you can give it information about your product, give it information about your business, your brand, and it will remember it forever. Like the next day, you can come back to that same thread and keep adding on to it. And it can reference other things. So again, number 1 is tell it it's an expert. Number 2 is be detailed of what you prompt it from there. And then a couple other things to do. If it's copywriting, one thing you can do, like for your Amazon listing, it's been proven that if you say, ask it to write the listing at a 5th grade level. So if I think Layden was the one who said he's used it for his product listing. If you ask it to write it down, like kind of simplify the language, it will actually convert better. So it's sometimes a 5th grade level or even a 3rd grade level has been proven that to convert better if you don't include that. Another really cool thing you can do, this is more recent, I've been doing this, is you can tell it everything you do, tell it's an expert, tell it everything you want to do. And then you can also ask it, say, now ask me 5 questions that will help you do this even better than, to get the maximum result that we're looking for. And it'll ask you 5 questions or whatever, 3 questions. You can answer those questions and then go, okay, great. Now go ahead and complete this task. So crazy, crazy powerful. That's a little on ChatGPT. Again, this is truly an opportunity from last to first, first to last. Our AMZ Insiders has literally exploded in the last few months because we've got so many people coming to Joey and I and the rest of our team looking for help for this, because we are one of the leaders in this space. It's not that we're the guru or expert, but that we're plugged in, and it's our track record is always, that's what's led to our success over the years, is that we're quick to adapt, quick to implement. And that's what we're seeing right now. So I'm not going to go through these in depth, but these are just some things, some ideas: product optimization, advertising, customer engagement, niche identification, data analysis. You name it, you can apply this to. You can do it so much faster than the competition, which is pretty amazing. So the way we like to do it too is, sometimes some of you guys may have been on our product challenge where we did a whole 3-day product challenge just on finding that great product, right? What Joey shared with you, a lot of what she shared with you is that she did an amazing job finding a really good product, and she had high standards for herself in terms of the profitability, right? Which is why I love the dynamic. And so she got a really good results, right? And she was able to grow that business really quick, and again, have a really, really positive outcome with that. And then the ability to do that again and apply those same things. So one of the things with AI we like to talk about is we like to combine it with other tools, right? So we like to combine it like Helium 10, one of the leading tools out there, software tool, because Helium 10 has access to the Amazon API. So that's like the data, that's the back end data of Amazon. So if you can use like ChatGPT to research your market, prompts, optimize your listing, but still use a tool like Helium 10, that's like the perfect combination that we recommend. And again, we're going to give you guys these slides, so you don't need to, just for staying on here in a few minutes, I'll share that link with you. So real quick, off of ChatGPT, we could go on for an entire day on this, but I'm just giving you guys the kind of the direct little nuggets here I want you guys to take. So AI PRM. So what this is I'm going to give you guys I'm going to give you 2 Chrome extensions here. These are total game changers. AI PRM. It's a funny name, right? It's sometimes hard to remember these names, but AI PRM is a Chrome extension that you overlay on top of ChatGPT. All right. And what it does is it basically crowdsources the top prompts on the planet for you to use. And you can click through here, public, you can save your own favorites. There's like an upgrade somewhere. Like a lot of these tools, they're like free, but they have an upgrade. So you can do some other things, but it basically gives you the secret sauce of different things. All right. So there's some like write a book, right? Here's one-click course creator, design a full project-based course based on the desired learning outcome. Here it is, 112,000 views, 62,000 comments. It's like insane, right? So you can see the interactions with this stuff. And so it takes all of the hard work of developing these sometimes complicated prompts. At a click of the button, you can just plug and fill what you want, and it overlays on ChatGPT, and off it runs. So that's number 1, ARPRM. Highly recommend that if you guys are using ChatGPT. Obviously, if you're not even using ChatGPT yet, step before that is to start using that as well too. This is the other one. This is something, again, none of these are our tools or our software. We're not promoting anything of ourselves. We do have some cool tools, softwares coming out, but we're not here to promote or even share all the good stuff we're doing. That some of that stuff's going exclusively to our community first, but I do want to share with you, this is really awesome. This is the direction things are going quick. And so you guys want to pay attention to this. So here's an example of one company, Schulix, and it is crazy powerful. Let me see if I can do this really fast. I'm going to do the fastest live demo of anything I've ever done. If I can, let's do stop video. Oh, not stop video. Sorry. I'm going to share. Let's do a live share my screen here. So I will come right back and share. Slides are good, but there's nothing like the real deal, right? So, but I'll show some of the results with slides. So here it is. We're on Amazon.com. I just typed in lacrosse ball massage, massage ball therapy. These are products I've sold myself. I know the category really well. I know these leaders, et cetera. And it doesn't matter. You can do this with any product. Don't worry about what the product is. I've stopped doing the massage gun because they sell $1 bazillion worth, and we like to mix it up. But anyways, what's really cool on this, so this is a Chrome extension as well too. A Chrome extension. It's really small. You can probably barely see it. This is the little Schulich Chrome here, and it's right here. Chrome extension. It's right there. That's how small it is. So I just pull up any page, and this will come up and say review analysis. And if I click on that, it will pull up all these products on the page, or whatever products you pick up. And look, you can click on which product individually to create a report on, or you can say select all. And then create a report from there. So from there, you go ahead and create a report. And this is what's crazy is, so AI is essentially going to analyze these reviews. This is a tactic that Joey and I have used for years, which is you want to use the data that Amazon's providing you for your own knowledge and insight, right? Take all the knowledge they're providing for their customers, for their shoppers, and use that to your advantage over your competition. So this is a massive advantage. It's going to analyze all of the reviews. And why is analyzing reviews important? Because there's gold in there. There's trends in there. There's insight around how to make your product better, or the opportunities in the market to launch a product. So let's jump back here and show you this here on back where we were here, which again, this stuff it's a game changer. So this type of stuff that we've been working on, and it's pretty awesome. So let me see. Okay. I think you guys, Joey, you guys can see my screen again here, the slides here.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Sometimes I mess up the slides here, but this is good. So let me show you. And again, I know it's kind of small, but like, so this goes in-depth review of the reviews and why this is so powerful. So it says purchasing motivations. So this is a different example here, but on here, this is like a charging product. So it gives you details on that. But let me give you one for analyzing the massage balls that I was just showing you there. So you click the button, does the whole thing itself. Boom, it presents a report for you, tells you what customers' are unmet needs are, like unmet needs. This is like crazy, less smell. So improved quality, inexpensive and larger, more colors, durability, visibility, in order by percentage. Like this is absolutely gold for product research to do this going forward with every single tool. So this is a chart I absolutely love. I'm an old Excel geek and I love data and charts, but this is like really user-friendly. If you take just to understand what it is this is the review rating. So 1.5 stars, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars on the x-axis across the bottom. And then the top is the frequency, what percentage of the time it shows up. So you can see the number one. So these are all the best things, right? So, 5 stars and they're mentioned so that it's like, hey, something about massage or quality or pain relief. These are the things, the words that come up, physical therapy, coming good. The words people use, by far, the biggest thing people don't like is a strong smell. All right. So there's the biggest thing to do. And then you can see all these other things they don't like here too. So it's all just laid out for you. Click the button, boom, boom, boom. With this information. So if I'm going to go into this product, I'm going to do 2 things. One, I'm going to work with my manufacturer and go, how can we solve this? How can we make sure that there's a less of a smell? How can we counter it? How can we improve it? What are the possibilities? Like, how can we differentiate? Can we make the product a little different? Sometimes these lacrosse balls, they get an oil that kind of over time streaks to the surface of the ball. And so some of that time can create maybe a little bit of an odor. And then, so that's one thing, is just how do you literally create the product? The other thing you can do, even if you don't create the product at all, is this is how you can market, right? So Layden earlier talked about using ChatGPT to write the listing. Well, why don't you include these things? Tell ChatGPT, include all of these areas and say, here are the things customers don't like about it. Create a listing that will address these issues in a way that people will want to buy my product over other people's products, right? Like it's just boom. It's like a mic drop, right? Like that is pretty powerful stuff that you can do to identify, 1, to create a great product, right? Or 2, to market your product better, and ideally do both, right? Make your product better and present it better in a way that you can absolutely nail these things, and vice versa. Here are some of the things that people like. Make sure, again, you feed this to ChatGPT and tell what you can do in that area as well too. So get the chat. Let me know in the chat if some of this stuff is resonating with you. I wasn't, of course you guys can ask any questions we get into it, but pretty big time stuff. Oh, so ladies says, did not create the list and I was playing around. Yeah, no problem. But these are real things. Anyone can implement it right away today. So if you guys can see the power of this stuff, it's pretty amazing, right? Game changer. There's other tools, other products we're actually launching. We've got some ways that we're going to start with our tool. So what is Shulix? Shulix is just a software company. It's a Chrome extension. You can go to the Chrome store. It has like a free trial, but it's not free. So I'm not necessarily saying you guys should go buy it or not buy it, but I'm showing you what is possible and the type of stuff that we're doing and we're playing. And it's a total game changer, right? So you can do this faster than the market. You make a lot of money, right? This is what happened with us. We were doing cell phone accessories back in the day, and our ability to understand the opportunity in iPad cases before the rest of people understood it, then you have a huge advantage. And that's what, Joey and I are trying to hopefully impart upon you guys here today and show you guys the opportunity why right now here in July is such an exciting time period to get underway. So here's some prompts. It's a little, again, we're going to give you these slides. I'm just going to give you guys this stuff. All right. So in about 5 minutes, we're going to give you guys some of this, these slides here, or give you the link for maybe 5-10 minutes. And we'll take any questions as well too. I'm not going to go through again. I just like to give you guys as much AI value. You guys can check out some of this stuff. You can hit us up if you guys are some of you guys are in our coaching program in here. Joey talked about mentorship. That's what we're big believers in, helping each other grow. Right. So these are some of the coolest tools. I'm using this addcreative.ai, something Joey and I have been using lately and working on. It's pretty amazing. Opus.pro is one we've used a ton. So to repurpose your content, game changer, right? So here's some 8 tools you guys can go check out. Take a screenshot, take a photo of this as well too. So again, hopefully you guys are seeing the potential of this, and and maybe Joey, maybe you can pop back on camera too. I know you're probably answering the questions around here too, but I think one of the things we want to transition to, again, feel free to ask any question in the chat about anything Joey shared around, building the business from 0 to 7 figures in a really fast period of time. And I had like an up close and personal seat to that process. So that was fun to see it, because it's like real entrepreneurship, right? This isn't some, some online, et cetera, but that's with the pros and the cons and the ups and the downs. And it takes some additional effort. And so that's why I say one of the key principles is to never be afraid to ask for help. I mean, Joey shared that point, right? She had her first product. I'm the same way. Like, we invest in ourselves to get out there. So with that, I'll share a little bit more. I know we've gotten some messages because we've got some private chats about like, hey, how can we get more help with this stuff? We want to take another step as well too. So Elena, the AI style, I'll go back to it really fast, but I'm going to give all of this to you guys too. So if you want that, you can take a quick photo and then we'll move back onto it. We just take a photo with a screenshot our phone. There we go. No problem. But we love this phrase, is together we can go faster and farther. And not just, with ourselves and our own team. We have an amazing team coaching, but also with everyone in the industry. That's what makes it a little bit unique, is you can find any of the top players in the industry, the top companies in the industry, and we have a good working relationship with them, because that's the way we help all of us succeed, as opposed to keeping things in, a little box and not collaborating. So I would say, is this stuff hard? Like, is building $1 million business hard? I say yes. Building anything is hard, because if everyone could do it, right? If it was easy, everyone could do it. Is it really complicated? Nope, it's not. But it does require some know-how and a given process to follow. So I always like the Thomas Edison, right? We don't need to reinvent the light bulb here. There's nothing that is crazy complicated. Matter of fact, my 17-year-old son was talking to recently, and we were showing him some of the aspects of the business, and he's in all these AP, advanced classes, these calculus classes, and AP bio, and And he's like, all this stuff is like pretty straightforward. It's not hard. Why am I learning all this super complex stuff? I said, yeah, that's kind of life. You learn all these really complex things, but to be successful, it's not about that, right? It's more about the opportunity to have a level of implementation, execution, following a path, and your own education. And that's very different now today, which is why you have the ability like Joey to come, a couple of years ago, learn the business quickly, or even if you're already selling, like she was selling some other products, learn how to do it a different way quicker. And every year is different, right? Different strategies. So I would say you have a choice for every you guys here. Keep doing what you're doing. But if you believe really, building this business is the answer to a better life, better income, and to creating a financial asset that you can sell someday is massive, right? That asset, that ability to do that is why Amazon FBA, private label, meaning you own the brand, is what it's all about. And so it's kind of why we've exploded in terms of the interest in people this year, especially with the tools we have, the team we have. And it's a lot of fun to build this stuff together. Like I said, to do this together, your odds of success are so much greater than if you're trying to do it yourself. So if you're going to want to build this stuff, you're going to need some help. And so this is how we decide if someone should help us. I think you should have this criteria. Do they have significantly better than average results selling on Amazon themselves? Are their students getting actual results? Has this worked for a long time, or is this like something unheard of? Have they been able to scale their business consistently? And they provide actually direct support with themselves personally, or is this just like some videos, right? So we're a big believer in actually real life custom work. And so here's an example of some people over in our offices here. Again, Joey's in Austin, I'm in Atlanta, but we've got our team spread out across the country here, but occasionally we get together. We love to get together in events, but it's about collaboration and networking and having that opportunity to get the right path. So Chad has been with us for multiple years, and I love his perspective here. You can read that. And then he puts the AMZ Insiders are 100% the real deal. But again, you've got to find your tribe and get in there and take the next step. So this is how we can help. If you guys are interested, right? What we've done is we put together just some 30-minute spots, and there's not a lot. We don't have a huge team. And so why I say there's been crazy demand for us in the last couple of months, there truly is a limited spots. You'll be able to pull it up when we share it with you. And on these calls, there's no obligation to buy anything. You can't buy your way into working with us. There's no link, right? So put away your wallets right now for today. There's nothing you can do. You can't buy your way into our program, but you can get a strategy session. And basically through that is book call. What we're going to do there is we're going to dig in deep, find out what's stopping you from hitting your goals, and we will show you how we might be able to help, right? If we can help, we can walk you through those things. If we can't, no problem. We'll give you some more tips and a strategy plan for you guys to come forward. There's some people, that we continue to try to support and give you guys as much value, because not everyone is a fit for the type of person that we can really help the most way and help you get to that next step. So the biggest thing we find on the call is just dig into what's stopping you from hitting your goals and any obstacles there, kind of what your goals are. And we can tell you about the most similar paths to get there, our results, and how we might be able to help you there. So if this sounds like you can book a session now here, and I think Joey will probably put in the hyperlink to it, then go. So yeah, and Catherine, I see the question. I'm sure Joey will help you there. But of course, Joey and I are business partners. And so, which is amazing because the women, a lot of women, men and women are, men and women are definitely inspired by Joey's story, but we collaborate together. And the cool thing for everyone on here is we can go more into that. When we work with people, you don't just get not only do you get a coach, you get someone else, you actually get all of us working together. So there's always nuances because there's certain things that, Joey has just done with her business. And there's certain things maybe she hasn't done, but I've done, right. With a lot of SKUs, and same thing with our team of coaches, but good question. So, but if you want one of the first spots, there will literally be a handful. It's myself, Joey, Jason, who might be on here as well too. He's our director of client services. He's amazing, a longtime veteran in the space. then you get a call. It's just going to be over the next 2 days. We're opening these spots up, then we close them back down again, because we have had a rush of people, and a lot of people are inquiring like, whoa, you guys are like, AMZ Insiders is taking off. Fearless Sellers, of course, the podcast, and Joey has a ton of amazing guests and inspiration. And we've shared some of the AI stuff on the podcast. We've shared kind of the journey of the story, so you can really, really hear it well too. So again, we absolutely love that, men and women. We'll probably talk about that more in a moment. But Joey, anything you want to add just about, I guess, the men and women and kind of anything I've shared so far?
Yes. I mean, first of all, Jamie was my mentor and he's phenomenal. And I wanted to learn from you because you're a 9-figure seller. I mean, you've sold over $100 million on Amazon. So I think that's phenomenal. That's why I wanted to learn from you. And in our coaching program, we have men and women, and I love to take lead on helping the women build. And we have several other coaches that come in. And it really is the one-on-one coaching that helped me scale my business. Because when you're building your business, I totally understand when you're sitting with a group, you don't want to completely share everything that's going on. And that's how I felt. I didn't want to tell, because there's a lot of like group coaching, and during our live trainings, like right now on the chat, you don't want to share every little detail. So that's where the one-on-one coaching helped me, because when I was running out of inventory, or I was struggling with my suppliers, I was able to get that one-on-one feedback that was personalized to my brand. And that's one of the reasons I coach, because I want to be able to get you through exactly what's happening in your business, because all of our businesses are different. Like the challenges I've had are different than Jamie has. And that's why we have a team of coaches, because I might not have all the answers, but between, Jamie, me, and all the other coaches, we're going to have the answers and get you what you need. And
Yeah, I love that.
yeah.
Yeah, and I love that. And then, we'll share some more. And again, we have a few bonuses too. I'll make sure, because I want to make sure I give you guys some of the promises too, in terms of getting access to the slides. So we'll share more, but we definitely can talk more about that, and we'll both share. And just to add on what Joey said it is not funny. It's great that people resonate with different people, right? So there's some people that come in and they're like, oh, I kind of really want Jamie to help more versus Joey. And of course, our perspective, I'm like, Joey is amazing, right? So, we all kind of respect each other and appreciate what we've done and have a ton of confidence in each other. But again, at the end of the day, it doesn't really care. It doesn't matter about us. It's really about you and getting you the result we want. We want to help you get the result as fast as possible, right? So some people work with us for 6 months to a year, 4 months, but ideally we want you to get that result as quickly as you can in 4 months. I mean, Joey within a couple of months was rocking and rolling like very quickly. But that being said, it's awesome. I love the fact that, again, different people, again, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, but some people are like, hey, I really resonate with Joey. Again, for us, it doesn't matter, because we're all going to support you. Our small group is going, myself, Joey, and it's a very small team of really experienced sellers that all have experience with AMZ Insiders, right? So we're like homegrown, and it helps because, we're not for everybody, but because, everyone resonates, you got to find your tribe. But, what's worked for me, Joey, and not, both Joey and I have both run businesses. We're longtime entrepreneurs. Is, one thing I came across in the past when I've had millions of dollars at stake and maybe a business deal hasn't gone the right way. One of my original partners in the Amazon business, we said, all right, from now on, we're only going to do business with people we like and people we trust. Like, we're not even going to worry about the money up front. We're just going to worry about those two things. And if we get that right, then everything else, right? Just like finding a great product. If we do that, we find the right people we like, people we trust, we're smart people, and we can all make lots of money together. So, and I'll share a little bit, but Angela, I know, Joey, do you want to answer Angela's question?
Yeah, sure. Asking about the format is the combined group and one-on-one. So the coaching program is unique because once a week there are live trainings, and that's with all AMZ insiders in the program. You can bring questions and ask there. That is with the group. But for one-on-one, it is actually one-on-one where you can do like one-on-one Zoom face-to-face. That's an option also, but the one-on-one is unlimited questions that you get to ask. And the only people that hear it are our coaches. And the only people responding is our coaches. And yes, if it's like a specific question that you want just me to answer, yeah, I answer it directly. Or if it's about exiting your business and getting ready to sell, then it's like, that's definitely a question that Jamie would answer. And we don't limit the amount of questions because it's your business. You're going to have tons of questions and we want to meet you and support you. So
I love it.
Yeah, I hope that helps.
Yep. Yeah, great question, Angela. And so, hey, so today, the only thing we're doing today is you can book a strategy call. Again, there's no obligation to buy anything, but you've booked the calls and you'll get a chance to hear. I think Joey has up there. Again, once they've maxed out, because we have a small way, again, to jump on these calls takes a lot of time from ourselves and our team. Then we do close it down. So we don't open up any more calls. So what you see there that's available is the only thing that's available right now. So yeah, of course, there is a charge for the coaching program, our team support, and also we have multiple programs. So that's why we do the strategy calls, see what is basically what level of commitment is a potentially a good fit. And again, frankly, it is an application. So when you go book a call here, you'll see we'll ask you like 10 questions because we're looking for people that are serious. We're looking for people that are action takers. We're people that you have to have some money to be able to start this business, right? Or if you're already selling on Amazon, you have to have some money to be able to get to the, to be able to invest yourself and into your inventory. I mean, it's a pretty straightforward business in the sense that you just need the ability to invest in ability yourself and your product. The tools, the software tools is very minimal, but absolutely, of course, it's a real business to build $1 million plus business or multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars. It always takes, it takes some level of capital. The beautiful thing is you don't need a lot. So one of the reasons we do this is that there's too many crappy programs on the Amazon market out there. We've seen it. We've had a lot of people come to us that come from these other programs. We have a lot of people come to us from the biggest masterminds out there, right? We're not trying to be the biggest. We're just focused on being the best. All right. So we're like boutique, like those big ones now, like you're not going to get the managing partners, which Joey and I, right? You're not going to get direct access to us. Same time, you get like a lot of like Instagram, like heroes that you see that have like a couple 100,000 followers and you've never seen them in real life and probably never talked to someone who's really had a great experience working with them. Right. And so on those experiences, you want to buyer beware. If you fall for that, I don't care if it's Amazon or anything else, you should know the internet's, this social media has been around a lot. Don't fall for like the fake social media stuff. But kind of the real players. And there's only a small group of us. Right. And so again, I'm not saying we're for everybody, but as a matter of fact, we're not for everybody because that's why we worked with, we don't work with everybody. It's a select group, but those that are the right fit, we know we can help. So Joey was a great fit. I didn't know Joey. She came through the process just like this. Joey saw a webinar, or I guess you Google search maybe, right? And then and you got there. But if you guys don't claim one of the spots here, then we'll do it. But I'll share up a few of the bonuses here too. But Joey, do you want to share just how you ended up? I mean, how did you find the program here? I know you booked a call, and kind of from there, it's been you've been operating.
I mean, I'm impatient. So when I decided, hey, I'm going to sell on Amazon, I'm going to do it differently this time. I wanted to learn from the best. And I went to Google and I just Googled, I don't even remember what I put in, but it led me to finding you because I wanted an expert and you're one of the top Amazon sellers. And I applied for the program and, I got in. And I launched fairly quickly. And by month 3, which was Father's Day for me, for my launch, I was at like $200,000 in sales and running out of inventory. So yeah, it was a crazy, just hit the ground running because I'd made the decision to sell. So I wanted to just fast track it.
Yeah. And I mean, I remember that. I actually remember that moment when I kind of realized the level of sales Joey was doing, which was my first instincts, like right away was like, oh, I think I said to Joey, it wasn't Joey going, hey, Jamie, can I, bother you for like a one-on-one call? I was like, oh, Joey, let's get on the phone and talk. Right. Because I'm like, okay, you're now at a certain level. And I know from the business through experience that there's another level of challenges, right? Get to a million. It's always just about solving enough problems and you become a millionaire, right? You just solve problem after problem. And so I knew that was the dynamic and the reason I had that was because I was genuinely excited, right? Because I'm like, this is awesome, right? This is really good. And so I think that's something Joey and I have in common is that we, we're good people. The people we have in the program, guys like Matt Atkins and Maurice came through our program, built like 7-figure and supplement business. He's coaching really, really good quality people. We vet the people that we work with. We only surround ourselves. You'll see those motivational quotes that you're a product of the people you surround yourself with. And so that's the only type of people we like to surround ourselves with, good people that are serious. If you're looking to accomplish something with no work at all, you want it to have some magic bullet and someone to do it, make it all happen, we're not the right fit for you. But if you're like, hey, I'm motivated like Jamie, Joey, and I want to get after it, and you have your own goals and you're like, sometimes, we're holding ourselves back. So you need like a little push, a little help, then you might be a good fit and you can book a call. But Joey, do you mind sharing a little bit about John as well too?
Yes, Uber driver John. Um, so John came to us out of Jamie's Uber. He was driving Jamie around and got Jamie to actually talk about what he does, which is rare. And I really enjoyed meeting John, from his first onboarding call. And within the first 3 weeks of launching his product, he was like at $10,000. And it was super fun to hear that excitement, but the fear in his voice, because I knew exactly how it felt when your product is selling and you didn't order enough inventory to cover you. And I heard that in John's voice. So his story is phenomenal. He's still one of our insider members, and he has a really cool episode on my podcast. So, Jamie, if you're cool with it, I can look up that episode and share it if anybody wants to
Absolutely.
listen to John's story. And he's doing phenomenal. And if I don't know if he's on, well, I don't think he's on right now, but he wouldn't mind me sharing what he sells because he shared it on the podcast. But this is a great example of doing product research and just finding a product that works within your budget and is something you're going to sell. So this outdoorsy Uber driver manly man sells flower pillows, and they're really cool. I bought some, they're in my house. My 5-year-old loves them. But sometimes what you think you're going to sell, and then when you do research and you come into our program, you end up selling something completely different. And he's a great example of that. And we're really thrilled with his success. And don't be fooled. He's building a brand. It's a really good brand. It has his name in it. He has a logo. He already did a redesign of the logo when he realized that, his product was taking off, and he's added more products, right? We talked about changing size and adding colors. Well, cool thing with him is we were looking at the margins and he wanted to spend more on marketing. So we made the pillow in an even bigger size. So now he is selling that for more money because it's bigger, it costs more, and he has better margins.
Awesome. Yeah, it's great. And, I think I always look for common threads amongst people because everyone's different story. John, I mean, I'm going to be in Delaware in 2 weeks at the same spot. I think it was it must've been a year ago I met him because this tournament, I was just like Joey said, a kids tournament. And there's the common thread for everyone that I've seen, and the walks of life are all different. And John's a pretty, younger guy, but we got to know him. We didn't know his story when he came aboard. But the more, Joey has that podcast episode, you learn his background and you'll see he has a hustling mindset. He has goals and objectives for himself and he wants to get there. and he doesn't want to just sit around doing nothing, right? And just worrying about it and letting the time go by and go, geez, why am I not getting where I want to get to? And magically I'm gonna get there. And a lot of us are guilty of that, right? It's just like we're in our routines. Life happens to us, whether you're, I don't care if you're 20 years old or whether you're, 68 years old, right? We all have goals and things we want to, the joys of life, right, is to build and keep going and achieve things. And we all have things maybe we haven't achieved yet in our life, but it doesn't matter, right? Today is a new day. It's kind of cool. We're doing this on a Monday because you have the opportunity to get after it. And so that was what was common with John. Again, Joie, totally different background and more, corporate experience. She has, she has a family and is motivated there to build. Like, there's a lot of stories like that, right? What I love about this, people are geography wise are all over the world. So we have AMZ insiders all over, certainly the US and every point in Canada. We have people, lots of people from Europe, from Australia. So it's good. But my point is that it's, if that resonates with you, again, if you're like, again, it's like a fitness trainer, right? If you, the coach will help you and guide you, but you still have to, that's why we like to do it done with you. We're not doing it for you. A lot of the people that come to us that kind of sign up for something that was done for you, they're really, really disappointed. So I'm going to share a little bit more because we haven't gone into it. I know there's some questions around stuff, but when I say we've got the best of the best in the industry, I say these have been some of the instructors for the past year for the live trainings that Joie says we do every week, right? So Isabella Ritz, rock star, she's on biggest stages, and will be, her and Joie are going to be doing some stuff together coming up again too. Amy Weiss just ran a huge AI summit, does a sourcing to Mexico trip, does a China trip. There's a lot. So these are all these guys. I won't do blow by blow from everyone, but William from this influencers, there's all these like new softwares and tools. And if you don't know any about this stuff because you can't, travel to every event and you don't want to spend $5,000 for every event, the cool thing is you don't have to. We bring it all to you. Yulia and her husband are like the top people we think in the world in sourcing, right? Matt Atkins is one of our lead coaches, also one of the rock stars in the PPC space. Brian Johnson is one of the OGs, runs Canopy, right? On and on and on. So we've got the best and the brightest. Leo presented here. Leo's won best speaker at some of the biggest events in the world. A good friend of ours. I've known Leo for a long time and helped Yoni in helping you get your money back with Getita. Joie, who has a lot of expertise in Google Ads, same thing. We've got the leading firm that does that. On and on and on. Tax hacks are amazing. Sebastian, also with the sourcing. Mina in terms of PPC. So we have the top people on the planet in this industry that most people think, why do we bring them in with us? Because Joie and I have a ton of confidence in ourselves. And it's not about ourselves. It's about how can we bring maximum value to you? And so this is what makes this unique. This is why so many people are trying to get in with us. And that's not even including all the AI stuff that we've been including. Sean Hart here. We're doing something with Sean coming up here soon. Him and Seth, again, monsters in the industry. Sean and I have known each other in the industry, have a lot of respect for each other, but really in the past year, we spent a lot of time collaborating, both Seth, Sean, Joie, ourselves. So we work behind the scenes to make, bring you guys the best of the best. So pretty cool. And then, here's Joie again on stage here sharing a story. And I can tell you there's people with 7-figure brands out there that were like, that are tracking her down. When she comes off stage, they want to understand more details. Now, there are details we don't share publicly that we only share kind of within the AMZ Insiders community and certain things. But, we try to share as much as we can, give as much value as we can for free. And then we try to really help you execute those that are serious. So a couple exclusive bonuses here too is we've got this black book of resources. So everything that we use, every partnership, every tool that we use ourselves, we vet ourselves personally. We're going to give you access to that too. We do have some lists of reports that for products to help you guys with. We occasionally do a product challenge. You can go deep dive in that, but we can help guide you. The big thing we help you with is finding a great product. So again, this is only for people that if you book a call today here, again, there's no obligation but again, we do want to have some great conversation. We love meeting. We want to meet the next Joie. We want to meet the next John, right? We want to meet. We've helped some of you guys may know there's a lot of bigger sellers that we've helped in the industry get to 8 figures. Some people may know Adam Runquist, who goes by Adam Heiss. He has a big YouTube channel. Again, a long time member, came through this program with you and became a coach as well too. We've got someone like a guy can go on and on. There's a long history. Some of the big names in the industry. Dima Kubrick is a monster in the industry. Again, he's come up and we've coached him or helped him in terms of our setup with our warehouse and certain things. So another special bonus is we've got these guys are amazing. They have like amazing tax strategies. The cool thing about your Amazon business, whether you've started it or you haven't started it, is when you have your own LLC, right, and your own, whether it's an LLC or an S corp, you get all of these tax write-offs. So you don't have, if you currently have a job, and a lot of you do, because Joey asked you this question, is that you have the ability to write off so much of these abilities. I mean, part of this, and this isn't Amazon only, like you hear a story of like Elon Musk, he's worth hundreds of billions of dollars, but doesn't pay taxes. It's not because he's dodging taxes. It's because he structures things very intelligently in a way that he doesn't really have to take much income. He just kind of borrows off his $1 billion of stock options that he has through Tesla. So he doesn't have to pay taxes on it. And he doesn't even have to tap into that money. But in simpler ways for yourself, there's all of these great techniques, but we'll give you a free session with these guys as well too, just for applying today. We're throwing that in as well too. And these guys are amazing. Like I learn a lot every time I hear from them and implement, and that alone you can write off everything in terms of any investment to get coaching and support. And I'll tell you, like Joey and I are huge believers in investing in ourselves and education. So, we joined a $40,000 program a year ago, right? We're part of a program that's like $30,000 a year right now. So, and we're part of another program with some other top people like Sean and some of the people we showed you. We're also part of another mastermind where we get together. So we're like huge believers in investing in ourselves, right? Joey, we're always like sharing stuff back and forth. And here's an idea. Joey's sending me AI tools, and middle of the night, I can't sleep. I send some other tool. And it's like, because we're just trying to learn, right? Like you can read books, and books is great too, but there's just so many quick ways you can access things these days as well, right, Joey? So
yeah,
we're big believers in investing in yourself.
It is. It's investing in yourself. And it's also like finding the nerds with you. Like my friends don't want to hear me talk about selling on Amazon. So I got to join AMZ Insiders and can chat with people who are also selling and want to learn the greatest and latest new cool stuff. So that was one of the big benefits of AMZ Insiders is I didn't just have to randomly talk to anybody. And I actually, after I started selling and told like one or two people, I stopped telling people what I was doing. My friends, neighbors, some people just didn't understand. So I was like, you know what? I don't need to tell them. I'm going to put my head down and focus, because here's the best part. You don't need your friends to buy any of your stuff. They're going on Amazon. Shoppers are shopping on Amazon. So you're not selling anything. My neighbors would be like, hey, can I shop your store? I was like, I don't really need you to, because I'm running out of inventory, but like, you're welcome to if you want to. And so that's the thing I still love. And I still obviously am a big part of the AMZ Insiders community, where we get to share all the new tools and tricks together. It becomes addicting.
Yeah, it's well said. And I see here we have the this URL works here too, but I think in the chat you have the chat, the callamz.com. But we've talked a little bit about the AI stuff today, but you will get access to this AI mastermind. We get together with the top minds in the industry. I've been speaking at some of these events, and there's nothing like just getting together and learning around this stuff. So we're including this as well too for those. These are for people that ended up becoming part of our AMZ Insiders community, and we're super excited to share with this. Again, there's no one guru. We're kind of like the facilitators of learning, because it's like you might see a tool that we don't know about, and you may send it to us, and we're going to test it out and try it. And we're like, wow. Like I said, I mean, Joey sent me, it's funny, like on TikTok, Joey may see something on TikTok and she's like, Jamie, I think this is like kind of what you were talking about that you're trying to solve. I think this solves it. Like, check it out. I'm like, oh, wow, that's awesome. That does. So again, really, really powerful. So there is a massive opportunity right now for the rest of the year too. Joey just said Prime Day is like this week, but you're setting up for Q4 for the rest of the year. So like October, November, December, is the most profitable time of the year on Amazon. So these next 3 months are so critical, right? July, August, September is you have to prepare for that Q4. And so you've got to be ready. And so whether you're already selling on Amazon and want our help, like these guys here that have joined us here, Martin here already does like 600,000 a year. These guys and top left and top right, Christina and husband, they're doing $1 million. They're trying to get to $3 million in sales this year. So they're trying to join here. That's Matt with us. These are some, again, top players in the industry. We invite everybody. If they're a top mind in the space, we can, an expert. And so this guy right here, he runs one of the top, he ran one of the top Amazon tools in the past called Seller Tools. They sold it. And now he runs arguably the top AI newsletter. His name is Troy Johnson. So he joined us right here too. Larry's on our team. Larry is a master of Google Ads. He's a master developer. So one of the smartest people you'll ever meet. He's like next level thinking when you get into these topics. And so that's the type of firepower we have. But our job is we make things, we want you to be able to implement and make things executable, but that's included as well too. Again, I know we're going to close out here and wrap up here pretty soon. If you guys want to know, we talked a lot about the coaching because I think that's what Joey and I are most passionate about is directly helping people. We do spend a lot of time on the tools and resources for you. So the Pro Academy, our Pro Academy blueprint, and on the right side here is kind of the fundamentals and some of the fundamentals and advanced, but kind of the things you would probably come to mind, things like finding your winning product, how we help you with sourcing products and the top secrets. And again, we bring in the top minds to do this in addition to ourselves, right? So we can go really deep, launching and ranking, right? Getting to page 1, super important. How you get those reviews, you get those reviews going up, and then your product will start converting, at a much higher rate as you get those 5-star reviews coming in. But we talk about things on the left side too, which are a little bit more, maybe call it like the soft skills. I personally think this first one, mindset and productivity tools, is one of the most important things you need to know. So, how we run our business and how we focus on things is super important, because the thing about running your Amazon business and entrepreneurship is you're not an employee. So there's no one telling you have to do it. Right. So if you're lazy, if you don't do it, and we can all be lazy at times, but meaning that you need help, right? So you need someone to help motivate. And that's our job, right? With the coaching, but we actually show you in there some really good techniques, how to kind of hone in on your focus for your goals, what you want to do. And this is, again, something Joey and I talk about. Like, we're always evaluating, are we working on the right things, right? What are we doing? Is this the right result? We're going to help. Is this providing the most value? And, that's the part of the joy of entrepreneurship, right? Because it's like, there's that energy around it, but it's pretty amazing. Joey does a great job too. Like, we're constantly updating this stuff, right? And providing more value. Anything to add around this, Joey?
Yeah, I think just know that we're always adding new trainings and updating it. And I take a lot of pride in making sure that our trainings are up to date and giving you the best information. And plus, we have our weekly trainings. And if you miss a weekly live training, we're all busy. It's recorded and it goes into the membership area. And those are mostly taught by Jamie and I, or we'll bring in experts who have won awards and are on the big stages where people have paid thousands of dollars to see them speak. So we vet very carefully of who can talk to our community.
Yeah, I love it. And these top people almost fighting to get into to present to us. A lot of people, they want access to it. There's people, the two things people want, the biggest request we get is they want to be part of the community and they want to be on Joey's podcast, right? So Fearless Sellers podcast. So, and it's
hard
true
to get onto.
Yes, that is hard to get onto. And right. I mean, John was on it for a good reason. We want to share its inspiring story in Joey's episodes. And then I beg and plead for Joey to let me on it. Once in a while, she lets me on it. But no, so it's great. But it's like, it's really, really powerful stuff in terms of who we got. We see a bunch of guys already. I won't go through all the names called out, but I see we're pretty much almost maxed out in terms of the calls there. I'll tell you, I've never done this before is not an excuse. All right. So, Dima is somebody who came to the US with basically nothing, does well over 500. Matter of fact, every time I pull up my social media, he's in a different part of the world with his family. He was hanging out in He lives in Fort Lauderdale, but he was going to Costa Rica once a month last year. Now they're over in Europe somewhere. He was traveling around with his wife, Lena, and their two kids. But Dima's on the biggest stages. And Dima came, asked if he could come up and spend some time because he was already, past the $5 million mark. He wanted to understand how to set up his organization to get bigger. So this myself, my partners, we took Dima out. We tried to make him drink wine, but he doesn't drink. So we were unsuccessful there. But again, that's the type of no experience, but once you got into it, it's great. And you get access to people like, again, Dima has requested, he's like, hey, can I come present and share stuff? We're like, Dima's awesome. So yeah, of course he's got some great insight. So we're going to queue him up as well too. So, and we literally have helped thousands of people in the industry. So I won't go blow by blow point today here. The point is that if we resonate with you, I can tell you pretty much everyone around us is, that we collaborate with have similar values to Joey and I, right? So it doesn't mean like we have no problem. People go work with other big names in the industry. There's some other people that have their own programs. And if people resonate with them, by all means, like work with them. We only have the ability to work with a small group of people. And if someone's a better fit for someone else, but I can tell you in the last few months, we've seen a lot of people working with, some of the bigger masterminds that are very they kind of put the iron fence around everything about it. And it's almost like a little bit cult-like and, to each their own. But then when people try to leave it, there's like, there's suddenly they see some different colors around it. But the ability to work, with us, if we're a good fit, again, just book a call with us and we'll see if we're a good fit. If we're not a good fit, then we'll tell you that as well too. Or again, we're still going to try to help you and provide value. And hopefully you can follow along on the podcast, check our social media. Joey and I do a ton on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, etc. But, not knowing where to start is not an excuse. All right. Is so many people have come through, have started here. Yes, we've helped people like Dima. We've helped people, that have gone on to exit their brands, like, for multiple millions of dollars. We've helped people. If you're already there, you want help exiting your brand. Like Joey said, I have a lot of expertise. I've worked for the biggest firms in the industry that do this. So all the way from starting your business, we can show you how to structure your business so you can get that big payday at the end, right? It's not just about when you're ready to sell. It's about how do you do it from the beginning. And I'm going to, you have access to me to do that with you. So Pride's been with us for several years, working with him, pretty amazing. And not knowing how to set it up is not an excuse. Again, there's so many different people that have started from scratch with no experience that we've been able to help move the needle. So the business, it does require, again, some investment. If you need at least $5,000, $10,000 to invest in your business, right? Inventory. If you don't have any money, most people, the reality is money, I always say, is you can get the money, right? I don't worry about money in terms of myself personally. It's like always about, we know we have the ability to go make more money, but what you don't get is time. All right. Once you lose the time, it's gone, right? We all get the same amount of time. You can always, right? You can always replenish the money. So most people, they say, oh, I don't have the money. It's like, well, it's usually something else that's holding them back, the fear, because if you're excited enough about the opportunity and what this can do for your life, then you have the ability to access the funds, right? There's things like partnering with other people for business. There's, credit cards in some cases. You don't want to be in heavy debt to run a business. That's the beauty of Amazon. It's pretty light because Amazon handles it all for you and then you get money back. You need to be able to fund your inventory. So we have partners that help fund your inventory, right? So it's really more about one's mindset and their passion to really make a difference and get to that next step, more so than resource if we want. But of course, it doesn't require $100,000 or $200,000 if you want to start a car wash or if you want to start a franchise. But it does require, the ability for you guys to invest in yourself. a couple other things too. If you guys talk just for today too, you get a live, we will do a product selection session. All right. You guys for an opportunity for that to help you with that. And for those that are like today, taking action going on, we will have a special, again, this is only if you're a good fit. We will have a special offer for you guys just for those that are like ready to take action here today too. So Joey, other thoughts? Do we have any other questions in here? Again, I know some of you guys, if you're not moving forward, you're not booking a call, take advantage of us while we have, because you guys are going to be on your own. But all of you guys that have booked a call, again, we're going to have a chance to talk with you and we can answer all your questions there. But by all means, any of you guys have questions, you can ask more in the chat. We're happy to help. But
yeah, I know. I think this has been a really good session. Once a product is selected, how long Angela, great question. Oh, and then Peter. Yeah, Peter is actually one of our insider members. So yeah, Peter, hit us up on your one-on-one, no problem. And then Angela says, once a product is selected, how long on average does it take to get to market? So there are several different ways, right? If you want to fast track it, you can get air shipping if you're shipping from a supplier overseas. If your product is already in the US and it's easy to get, then I would say you could be up and running on the short side 2 to 3 weeks, right? If the product is very accessible. Sometimes the holdup is just how quickly can you get the product to the Amazon warehouse that you're going to sell. So quick example, I just sent inventory into Amazon for a new product that I'm selling, and it only took me 10 days to get it from my supplier to the Amazon warehouse. And then it does take them, depending how busy Amazon is, maybe a week up to 10 days to check your product in. And as soon as all your product is scanned in, you get this alert like, hey, you're live. So while your product's being shipped and scanned in, you get your listing ready, and your listing goes live as soon as you want it to, assuming that you've already created your Amazon account and been approved. And that process with the phone interview could maybe take a week or two. So yeah, it could be as quick as 3 to 4 weeks. People buying products overseas, it depends if you're doing air shipping or on the boat. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. If you're always in like a big rush, we can, always try to help you expedite as well.
yeah, and I'll give you guys, I know we talked about getting you guys copies of the slides too. So I'm going to give you guys some info on that for you guys staying on with us too. Like I say, not having technical skills is not an excuse. I was like my buddy, David Cups, we've helped a lot. David has sold his first business for $4.1 million. And he's gone on to sell 5 brands now for $14 million and ran the entire business with Excel. All right. This is him and I at SellerCon a few years back. It's back in the original SellerCons we'd go to. Neil exited for more than 8 figures. So that's more than $10 million. Jamie and his team are super helpful, provide a lot of resources. I've seen enough from Jamie and his team to know how valuable the information is, quality of their team. Again, on and on. We've helped so many people. We want you guys to be our next success story, but we can't do that. The only way we can do that is that's why we require people to book a call. You get a free strategy session. If we don't do that, there's nothing we can do to help you. We are crazy busy. We are on the go. You can imagine our schedules are pretty crazy. We get like a bazillion messages on Instagram. Even Instagram is the best way to get us a hold of us on social media, but all these platforms, we get messages. My email box is flooded. We get a lot of people reaching out to us for different things that want access to it. Brandon Poulon, Brandon's mastermind, to get into his mastermind costs like $140,000 a year. Right. And we help Brandon with his Amazon business because they run Lady Boss, a huge business in the fitness space and supplement space. And so he brought us in and we directly helped Brandon as well too. So, again, if this stuff resonates with you, if you're a go-getter, you want to make stuff happen, you want to run in the same circle of people that are into this stuff, then we'd love to chat with you. If not, then don't book a call because we're not for everyone. Don't book a call. Again, we have these bonuses today. You can take advantage of it as well too. I won't go through everyone because we've helped so many people over the years, and people in the industry know us as well too. But I like to say, finally, being afraid is not an excuse, because fear is good, because what often lies on the other side of fear is greatness, right? So that we all get anxiety, we all get things that get worked up, and then you got to attack those things, get over it, and get after it, and get around people that can help you. That's the biggest thing, I think. That's why I really enjoy this business, working together and working with Joey and the team, is because we help each other, support each other, and work with people here too. So again, if this sounds like you get last call. I see a bunch of you guys. There's a few slots. Grab a spot, and we'd love for you to be our next success story, right? We'd love to have your story, and I'd love to have you on Joey's podcast about your journey. And not that it's going to be perfect, but just, kind of the zigzag, but in the upward direction of your entrepreneurial journey. Or maybe you're running a brand right now and you want to, get it going in the right direction. We love helping with that as well too. So, we also get access to a private community too. So it's on Facebook right here. You give a private Facebook group so you can connect with other sellers and other people in the space. We love connecting you guys with like live events. If we're at events in person, you can come meet us in events. We love that. We were at an event in Austin last month, and a couple of our AMZ Insider members were there, and they're just like so pumped up and excited. And we love introducing them. Like, our network is your network, right? That's what part of it. You got to get in the room, right? You got to get in the room with the right people. And this is your opportunity to do that. And we love to connect. Joey and I are really good connectors with people. We're good at networking, and people come to us, and great, because we know, they know they'll benefit too. If we know good partners, good resources, we'll refer people to services in the industry that makes sense as well too. So I'm just trying to see. Oh, okay. Let's do this. Just put the email. I'll put my email on here because I think I've got to, I don't trust our latest tool here. I want to make sure with Travis, but if you email jamie@amzinsiders.com, we'll get you all of these slides from today, and no problem. So I want to do that instead of the actual slides, but we want to make good on our promise to get you guys all of the slides here. So again, on the slides, we're going to give you all these prompts here too. So you don't have to, you can literally just copy and paste and use these things here as well too. So that's going to be included on here as a special bonus and a lot of fun. So, Joey, any other questions or thoughts before we wrap up here?
Oh, I think this is awesome. We only have about 2 spots left. I was just checking. So kind of like last chance to apply, to book your call with us. But yeah, I'm really enjoyed this. Jamie, thank you for sharing all the cool AI stuff. And thank you everybody for listening to my story. I hope I get to meet a lot of you and coach you and mentor you and help you grow your business. And I always say there is room for everybody to be selling. So if you have any desire to sell on Amazon, you should go for it. It is one of the only businesses where you can literally get up and running for $5,000 to $15,000, right? It's like, if you buy a franchise or open a standalone store, you're in for like at least $250,000, if not a lot more. So there's huge opportunity.
Absolutely love it. Awesome. Yeah, Joey, thanks so much. It was really inspirational hearing your story. I always inspires me to hear it. So that is great. And I know it resonates with a lot of people, and I always get feedback and messages around it anytime. So again, hopefully you guys got a lot of value, even if you're not moving forward with the call, but you stuck through it with us, because maybe you're not the right fit, or maybe you're just, if you have some fear, you're holding up. Again, I would encourage you guys to take that next step. we'll keep this open, these call open for just a little shortly after the call here, but we'll wrap it up. But if not, again, hopefully, I'm confident you probably got a ton of value out of what Joie shared. And then I gave you just a quick little glimpse of the AI stuff too, right? So, we're always evolving, always new things. We're always plugging in with new people. So as Joie said, there's room at the table for everyone. We'd love to have you guys join us here and tie into not just us, but our whole network of experts in the industry, and just a lot of good people, right, Joe? It's really it's fun, right? Because like you said, you have friends locally, but it's hard to find people you really connect with and can relate with in this space locally. But in the industry, whether it's online or you get to an event, there's a lot of great people that you get a chance to connect with.
Yes.
Yeah. So that in itself will help inspire you guys, encourage you guys. You got to get yourself in the right room, the right people of where you want to get to. So I encourage you with that. Again, thank you, Joie, for leading the session today here. This was absolutely loved it. And the feedback I've been getting is awesome. And again, we'll get you guys the slides. You can email this. And Chris, thanks, Jamie and Joie, for putting this together for us. Absolutely. Yeah. Again, the goal is to give you some value, hopefully some inspiration too, in terms of again, real inspiration, not like false hope, but like the legit stuff about, with some hard work, with some direction, with some inspiration and some support and knowledge, that you can absolutely, take major steps forward. You can absolutely make this happen. So, all right. Well, thank you again, Joie. Yeah. Alyssa says, appreciate it. Yeah. And this is awesome. I know, again, men and women, but I know women, especially too, sometimes there's a lot of people who reach out in my DMs a lot of time. They work their way over to Joie because they're just inspired by the podcast, inspired by her story, and the other women that, we've worked with and helped in the space as well too. So awesome. All right, Joie, final words, and then we'll end it here.
Just thank you. And I hope to meet and see all of you again soon.
Thanks, everyone. We'll talk soon.
Bye.